We were going to take CSU cam, but Logan, our wonderful director, decided that you can't see anything. So we're doing this. Cleveland water crib cam. This is the crib about a mile out facing downtown. Can't see downtown, but you can see the water. And it's not too choppy yet, but it's getting there. And as that wind continues to blow out of the north, Lake Erie is going to get a little bit choppier. That's the least of our concerns, though. We've got some snow on the way. I want to start big picture thinking and take a look at the storm as a whole. This is what it looks like. Notice severe weather, lots of tornado activity down towards Georgia today. The Carolinas now getting into it. That's where the warm, severe weather portion of the storm is. For us, we've got the sogginess and the rain, but colder air is starting to build into the backside of this. It's going all the way down to the south. So the biggest impact from the storm in whole is not only going to be the snow here locally. It doesn't have a very big snow footprint. In fact, there's no snow falling with this system right now, but it's the cold air going all the way down to Florida. They're going to have colder readings down south in Florida than they will in the upper Midwest as we get into the weekend. But for us, we're watching for that changeover. So the sogginess continues. It's all rain. We're too warm for snow, but barely too warm for snow. And remember, it's not just here at the surface, it's in the upper levels. And our upper levels, up where the clouds are continuing to cool. So that will continue to produce snow that eventually will reach the surface. But we've come down in terms of temps. We're in the upper 30s now, still holding on to 50 in Dover. That won't last long. Low pressure right about here right now. So we're still dealing with the heavy rain, a lot of this rain coming down. You see some of the yellow returns there. That's likely picking up on some of the bigger fat snowflakes up just below cloud level. So in terms of that changeover to snow, when do things get tricky on the roads? Well, between now and 7, our western communities, and this is a rough outline. I drew this much like a paint shop, okay, but you get the idea. 7 to 9 for Cleveland down towards the Akron. That's when we'll see that rain change over to snow. And then down towards Tuscarawas, Carroll counties, probably after the 9 o'clock hour. And things will get a little tricky then. I think snow will accumulate pretty quickly here this evening until it finally moves on out. This is where the most impactful travel is going to be, not just tonight, but especially tomorrow. We're going to have lake effect snow and lake enhanced snow. That means we already have snow that's coming in with the system that gets enhanced or turns a little bit heavier with the addition of lake effect moisture. So here we go in Cleveland. There's your mix at 9. Computer models right on it. 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we're dealing with all snow. National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast shows that as well, where we get the heavy wet snow here initially out towards Elyria, stretches into the Cleveland area. Here's what's changed in terms of models, and we're going to get a new run here in about a half hour, but I kind of like this one. Notice how the snow hangs around, but we start to get some breaks in the action down to the south. So that means light totals down here. We were expecting that, but it looks to clear out pretty quickly. But then we keep the snow along the lakeshore counties, and this is where it's going to start to add up. Here's your morning rush hour, and then it just continues. This is moisture coming across not just Erie, but Huron. We'll likely get some decent bursts in here, and it's not just primary, it's secondary snowbelt as well. Rest of us tomorrow afternoon is just cold. Maybe some flurries around, lingering clouds. Things should clear up pretty quickly into Saturday morning. It may hold a little longer than our models are saying, but we should make a very nice recovery back in here on Saturday. So in terms of snowfall, this is the latest model run. Not going with these numbers. We're sticking with our forecast. I think this looks good, 3 to 8 inches. Again, don't focus on the 8. I think we're going to have some totals up near 8. You know, could be more in line with the lower total as well. But overall, impactful travel for your morning rush hour and your afternoon rush hour tomorrow for many of us in the primary and secondary snowbelt. I mentioned the cold air sinking in. Look at these temperatures heading down 46 in Little Rock right now. As this system moves on out, we say goodbye to the snow. We say hello to high pressure. And next week, we do it all over again, except for more rain, more systems. We'll talk about more of this in a half hour, but more systems coming at us with rain and warmth. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. Little dip this weekend. That's about it. We're right back up to the 40s to near 50 next week. How about that? What a January, right? If we can get through tomorrow, I think we made it through the month.
Yes. All right. Nice weather recovery.
Yes.
Matt, well done.
Matt, thank you.